Hey everybody, Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Thanks for stopping by Nobody's Show tonight. We've got some wind today. Please bear with us. We're going to try to do what we can, but definitely did not want to miss you guys tonight. So we're going to work with what we can and try to stay out of as much of the wind as possible. So if you've been catching any of our other videos, things were crazy around here last week. We had a great time with Rocky Mountain Race Week come through. Had an awesome day at the yard on Friday. We were the last checkpoint here at Nobody Else's Auto for Rocky Mountain Race Week. All of the race cars stopped here, hung out. We had free hot dogs, chips, water for all the competitors. Had a great time. Had a ton of friends come by. A lot of people we see every year on Race Week. Got to stop by, chat with them. Had a lot of other cool people here. Some guys I didn't know, met a lot of new people. Boosted Boys with the Rousey minivan. Didn't even know who those dudes were when they pulled in, but these two dudes pulled in a silver minivan with the hood was off, so you could see this little 4-cylinder engine and a turbo like this big that was like almost as big as the engine. So I was like, I don't know who these guys are, but that's pretty cool. So got a chance to talk to those guys. Cletus McFarland was here. My buddy Grant Tomey with Straight Six Fan, he was here doing some footage for his channel. 1320 Video was here. Great to see those guys and hang out with them and talk to them a little bit. Had an awesome time. Tons of super cool cars. If you did not see those videos, be sure to go back and check them out, because we shot a bunch of stuff at the yard, did a bunch of lives. Grant's got some stuff posted. Boosted Boys has stuff posted. Cletus McFarland has stuff posted. 1320 Video has stuff posted. They've all got some footage from when they were all here Friday. Be sure to check all those guys out and check out their channels and see what they've got going on. And definitely check out Rocky Mountain Race Week. Today, Monday, they are in Bandimere. Final day. Comes down to what happens tonight to determine the winners. But like I said, anybody that goes on it is a winner. You just got to hang out. You got to meet those people. Great event. Live feed tonight, bankshift.com. Be sure to check that out and catch the finals at Bandimere tonight on Rocky Mountain Race Week. My friend Matt Frost puts that deal together, and it is an awesome deal. So we were so excited to have him here. Glad they stopped by. Had a great time. Meeting everybody. Saw tons of cool rides. I got some cool videos of cars coming in and out of the yard that day. And I don't know how it happened, but for some really weird, strange reason, the highway out in front of the yard, there's a whole bunch of black marks on it. I don't know how that happened, but 200 and some race cars packed into one spot, and the highway leaving the yard all of a sudden gets a bunch of black marks on it. So it happens, I guess, but it was a great time and it was super cool. So be sure to check all that footage out on my channel as well as all those other channels and see what they've all got going on. So tonight we're going to bring you some more new stuff from the new yard. We haven't shot anything over here in a couple weeks. I've been super busy. Lots of new inventory coming in, lots of stuff going on. So tonight we're going to catch you some stuff from the new yard, some new inventory later this week. And then last week when we went to Kearney, Nebraska for Race Week, we did go up and watch the races at Kearney the night before they were in Great Bend. I stopped at Pioneer Village in Minden, Nebraska, and they have an epic car collection. I shot 17 videos there last week, almost 3 hours of footage. I'm going to start feeding you some of the stuff of their car collection too, because it is awesome. So let's get into tonight. Let's check out some of the stuff in the new yard, and stay tuned for the new inventory videos and the Pioneer Village videos. So tonight we've got mostly Chevys. We're going to mix one Pontiac in, but we'll start off with the 68 Impala right here. Basic 4-door sedan, no motor or tranny in this car. We look at the front fender call outs. Obviously it was a 327 car, so pretty much your basic standard 1968 Impala is what this car was. It was even one of the mandatory base colors of metallic green, which I think was like the standard color that year. You had to order anything different. Body wise, it's pretty much all here, but like I said, there's no motor or tranny in it. We come around the back, the back bumper, all that trim is there. The moldings are still there. We can work our way around this side of the car, take a look at the other side and peek inside of it. The nose is all still here, the grill, the front bumper, all this stuff is here. We come down this side, kind of the same type of thing, just an old 4-door, but pretty much all here, pretty straight, without a terrible amount of rust. You can take a peek inside of this car, dash and everything's all still in it, factory air car. So kind of your base, run-of-the-mill 68 Impala, but still a ton of good pieces left there. So next to the 68 Impala, we've got a 52 Pontiac. This car also a regular 4-door. A lot of the trim still left on this car. Car looks really solid, very minimal rust in the body that we can see. We'll come up around the front. And we're missing a few pieces off the front, but there's still a lot of it here. The hood streak and trim is gone, and the centerpiece is gone out of the grill, but the rest of the grill is straight. Front bumper's there. Come along this side. There again, most of the trim is still there, missing a few pieces. This door's stuck. We'll have to look through the back window, but we still got the dash and stuff is still in it. There's some of the extra pieces that are missing off the car or laying in the front seat. As we come on around the back, we've got bumper, tail lights, backup lights. Just like on the hood, our silver streak that the Pontiacs were known for is missing off the trunk, but the rest of our trim is still here. So, like I said, this is all stuff in the new yard. If you haven't been here before, I know we've got a ton of new subs after race week. The area we're in right now is what I'm calling the new yard. It was a small salvage yard of old cars that was directly on the north side of my property. So I'm calling it the new yard. If you haven't been here with us before, although none of it is new stuff, it's all old stuff, it's just new to me, and I am incorporating and integrating this inventory into my inventory of old antique, classic, and special interest cars. So if you haven't been here before and you hear the new yard is just new to me, but still lots of cool old cars. So I'm gonna catch a few more, and the next batch of this we're gonna catch tonight are all Chevrolets. These are all 51 and 52 Chevys that we're gonna catch in the rest of this video. This one here, a deluxe 4-door fleet line. Grill and hood is gone. But if we take a look down the side of this car, most of the trim is still here. Take a peek inside, the dash stuff is still there, clock housing, speaker grill. As we come around the back of this car, we'll see why we call it a 4-door fleet line. The sloping rear roof line that these cars had, very unique body style, very popular and very cool. It basically starts from the windshield, and this roof doesn't stop until it gets down to the rear bumper. So really cool design, really popular design because it is such a good looking car. Rear bumper's gone, but the splash panel, rear trunk handle, things like that, all still there. A lot of the side trim still left on this car. And once again, like I've said in a lot of these other videos from over here at the new yard, most of the stuff isn't complete, but tons of good parts left. So next to the 51 4-door fleet line, we've got another 51 Chevy. This one a 2-door sedan, a standard 2-door sedan. Once again, grill's gone. The rest of the front clip is here. We come down the side, you see this does still have our trim tag on it. Something else to note, if you're looking at one of these cars where you see the style number, the first 2 digits are your year. So this is obviously a 51, and that is pretty much a rule of thumb on GM cars of this era. They'll have the 2 digits that designate the year on most of these cars. So if you're looking at something you're not sure, and it's this era of GM car, if you find this tag, it'll tell you. This car is missing the right door. The left door is still there. Lots of dash trim and things still left in this one also. Some of our 2-door moldings are still left on this car. We come on around the back. Once again, we're missing the rear bumper off of this one, but some of the taillights and some of the other rear trim is still there. We'll come on back around and catch one more Chevy after we look at the other side of this 51. This side does still have its door. It's got some more of the trim on it than what the other side did have. But it is a little 2-door, and there is still some 2-door only stuff left on it. So once again, lots of good pieces there. Last one we're going to catch tonight, and then we'll wrap up tonight's video, is another Chevy. This one's a 52 4-door. This does still have the remains of the grill in it, but it got crunched pretty good at some point in its life. So there may be some pieces there. It all looks solid, just mangled. There may be a couple of good pieces left somebody could use, but for the most part, it got punched pretty good. Coming on down the side of this car, most of the insides of this one have been stripped out. There's a little bit left in the dash, but most of it's been stripped out. So we'll come on around the other side of the car, take a look at the left side of this one, see how it looks over here. We've got a little more left of this on this side as far as trim goes. A lot more of the side moldings, you know, the deluxe emblem, the gravel shields. Even still got an original hubcap on it back here. When we look around the back, this still does have a rear bumper, but that's about it. Trunk lid and everything else is gone. Some more of the extra loose parts are laying in the trunk. Last tagged in 1982. So this one's been here a while, just like we talked to you about before in the section we're calling the new yard. This stuff has basically not been touched for 15 or 20 years. It was a small yard that a guy that I knew when I was a kid, he did this as kind of his retirement hobby. But he hadn't been active out here since the early 2000s. So most of this stuff has just been sitting. If you're a new subscriber or new and just joined us on YouTube, be sure to check out some of the other videos we've done in here. Still got a long ways to go on covering this stuff, and everything in this new yard is just in disarray. No order to it really whatsoever. The fact that we had 3 51 to 52 Chevys in one section, I think this is probably the most organized section of the whole yard as far as having like type in one area, because you never know what's going to pop up next. And that's what I keep telling everybody. When you're watching the videos in the new yard, you never know what's going to be in the next video, because there's no rhyme nor reason as to how anything was ever sat in here. If we look past these Chevys, we've got a Dodge, and we've got a LeBaron, and then we do have a couple more Mopars, then we go back to a Chevy, then we go to a Ford. So literally just wherever there was a hole is where stuff got put in here. So that's what we've got going on over here. If you're a new subscriber on YouTube, thanks for being here. Hope you're enjoying the video. Stay tuned for a lot more cool old car stuff. If you're on Facebook, share the video with your friends. Tell them to come over and hang out with us. Tell them to like the page, join in with us. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned with what's coming up. And check out the other videos. It's all gearhead stuff. That's all I know, so I really couldn't probably talk about anything else. So you definitely want to check out our other videos we've got going on there. As always, if you have specific questions about vehicles or parts, you have to call me. That's the only way that we can have a conversation about your build and what you're trying to accomplish with it. I know that sounds crazy, but you have no idea how hard it is for me to try to get people to tell me what they're working on. And I know that sounds crazy, but I have no idea what kind of Chevelle you have in your garage. But it happens all the time. I have to repeatedly ask people what they've got because people won't tell me. We have to have that conversation. We can't do that on an email. We can't do that on a text, because that takes tons and tons of time, sometimes days, and I won't even remember where we started at that point. So if you've got a question about vehicles or parts, give me a call, 620-786-4428. I'll have that number posted on the pages. So anything you've got a specific question about, just give me a shout. Be more than happy to see if I've got anything here that can help you out with your project, maybe a project you're looking for, and just let me know what we need to do there. I'll try to help you out however I can. So as always, thanks for watching. I'm so glad you guys took a few minutes out of your evening to hang out with me. Really having a lot of fun doing these videos, but it would be kind of boring doing it by myself. I had a great Sunday night live chat last night. Be sure to stay tuned tomorrow night for Toy Tuesday. We will do Toy Tuesday live on the Nobody Else's Auto page, and then I will transfer that to YouTube. So be sure to check that out. And we will have a new video Wednesday night, which will hopefully be new inventory. Hopefully the weather will cooperate where we can get out in the middle of the yard where I've got a whole bunch of new inventory that's just been dropped and hasn't been put away yet. But we kind of had to get behind some trees today to avoid some of the wind. I know we're getting some wind noise. We're trying to avoid as much of it as possible. So that's what we've got coming up, plus the videos from Minden, Nebraska at Harold Wharf's Pioneer Village. You've got to check that place out. I can't wait to show you guys the videos we shot there. Super excited to bring that stuff to you too. So all I want to do is car stuff. That's all we're going to show you. That's primarily what I do. So that's what we're going to have. Even if it's not my car stuff, like I said, we did Rocky Mountain Race Week. We got stuff coming from Pioneer Village. Whatever's cool gearhead car type stuff, that's what I want to talk about. That's what we're going to do. And that's what we're going to look at, because that's what I want to look at, and that's what I like, and that's what I like to talk about. So thanks for being here. Can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you being here, spending some time with me, checking out my videos, hanging out, having a good time. And like I said, subscribe if you're on YouTube and stay caught up with us. Share the page with your friends on Facebook. Get them to come hang out with us. This isn't about me. It's having a whole good group of us gearheads hanging out and having a good time. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night on Toy Tuesday and Wednesday night with a new episode. Thanks for being here, everybody.